Okay, hi everyone, welcome back to another video. I know it's been over a week by now that this news came out. I think it's been over a week anyway, or maybe just about a week. Anyway, if you know or don't know, Telltale Games is basically shutting down as a company. Which means all their future games, like they had a Stranger Things game coming out, that's basically been cancelled. They had Game of Thrones Season 2 coming out, which I was really looking forward to because I really enjoyed the first one. They had The Wolf Among Us Season 2 coming out, which a lot of people were excited for that game. I actually haven't played The Wolf Among Us yet. One of these days I need to check that game out. But the biggest loss of all, at least to me, was what happened with The Walking Dead. Now, this was going to be the final season anyway. But right now, they might not even be able to finish the final season. Now, episode 2 came out just a few days ago on Tuesday. And I played the episode as soon as it came out. And I really enjoyed it. I thought that was probably the best episode Telltale has done. I would say it was better than the last episode. Now, I thought episode 1 was a pretty strong beginning episode for season 4. I think the episode was better than anything we got from season 3, and I'm one of the people that actually defends season 3. I know a lot of people did not like A New Frontier. I personally liked it. I think it was better than just about everything we got from season 2, and again, I think season 2 is great. I think this episode was on par with like the season 1 stuff. And season 1 is probably the best season. It's arguable. I mean, I know there's some people out there that prefer season 2. I can see why, it's a great season. It had a lot of Kenny in it. If you like Kenny, the first episode I thought was really strong. For anyone that was worried about what this game was going to be like without Lee, I think episode 1 kind of it put the worry to rest, because I think episode 1 was pretty good. It started off strong, killed off Omid, which immediately had us all crying, at least me anyway. It started the debate of what happened to Krista, which we still don't know the fucking answer to, and we might not know now. It introduced great characters like Luke and Nick and Pete, and it built up the mystery of Carver and stuff. It was a great first episode to a pretty great season, in my opinion. So far, I think season 4 was killing it, absolutely killing it with what it was doing. It looked fantastic. The game looked just about what you would want from a game based on the Walking Dead comics, which is something people get confused by. The Walking Dead game is a part of the comic universe. That's why, whenever you see a character like Jesus or Glenn or Herschel show up in the game, they're not played by the actors that play him in the TV show, because they're not based around the TV show versions of those characters. Now, you may say maybe they couldn't get the TV actors to be in the game, but when they did the Game of Thrones game, they managed to get the TV actors from Game of Thrones into the show, so I imagine it would be as doable as getting Walking Dead actors into the game. But, the game, they have said on so many occasions that this game was based around the comic, and they've shown enough information about that. But let me get back to the point at hand. So I was really upset by this. I knew we wouldn't be able to get everything wrapped up in episode 2 of The Walking Dead, the final season. I knew, chances are that would end on a big cliffhanger, and it did. By the way, spoilers for this game, but I already spoiled like season 2 and stuff, and really you should have played the games, or at least watched a YouTuber play them, I recommend like the Reddit Brad. You know, he's played every single one of the games. PewDiePie's played them. Jacksepticeye's been playing them since the second one. He played the first one, he said, but he just, you know, he wasn't really doing YouTube when the first one came out. But
That's my boy. Hunt them down and make them pay.
One of these days I would like to do a playthrough on all of them. Now, I've played through the Walking Dead games multiple times, but I think it would be fun to play through all the games. Now, if I'm ever going to do that, I would hope Season 4 is finished, because that's what I want to get on to. So I think it was Saturday, and I'm recording this video on Saturday, but I think it was Saturday last week that they said that I don't think they actually said The Walking Dead was cancelled. All they said was that they laid off most of their employees. I think it was the fans that basically said Walking Dead was basically cancelled, although Telltale might have said it. I didn't really look too much into it, because that news really sucked. I'm a fan of all things Walking Dead: the TV show, the comic book, the video game, the novels, the figures, Fear of the Walking Dead, just about everything. And this year has not been a great year for The Walking Dead, which really sucks, considering, if you know or don't know, this is the 15th anniversary of The Walking Dead. And we've been getting bad news left, right and centre when it comes to all forms of The Walking Dead. Really, the only part of The Walking Dead that is doing good right now is the comic book. It had that great storyline, New World Order, which, you know, kicked off the year in January, and the storyline finished in June, I think. And, you know, it's the comic, even now, it's still continuing on from that Commonwealth storyline, and, you know, it's as good as it. The comic, I think, is as good as it's ever been. That was really fucking hard to say. I don't know why, but there was some hope, and that was, now when you went on to the Walking Dead game, when episode 1 came out, episode 2, 3 and 4, all they said was coming soon for each episode. That's what they've been saying on all the games usually, because they never really come up with a release date for each episode. Usually we get a release date a few weeks before the actual episode comes out, but maybe about a week, maybe a little under a week after episode 1 came out, they announced when each episode was coming out. And, you know, that was really cool. It was a nice schedule. The episodes were coming out regularly enough. And no, I didn't check the Walking Dead game since episode 1 came out, but when I put on episode 2, the release dates were there instead of the coming soon, and they're still there, I'm pretty sure. If you go onto the game right now, the release dates are still there. And, you know, that gave me a bit of hope. I think they only added the release dates when episode 2 came out, so maybe that was just something they overlooked when they were updating the game for episode 2, because I think that's how it works. They update the game and that's how you can get the new episode on it. I'm not too sure, but it gave me a bit of hope. Now, a day before the Walking Dead game came out on Monday, but I didn't read this till Wednesday, Telltale were saying that they are going to try to find any way possible to finish the game, basically. Which gave me even more hope, because realistically, would Telltale just take her money and run? You know, unless... couldn't they get sued over something like that? They probably could. Especially if enough people talked about it. Now, of course, they're getting sued now by members of their company, past members of their company, and I'm just going to say this right now. Yeah, what Telltale did was really fucking shitty. Just laying off like 95, maybe more percent of their employees. There's what, like 25 employees left at Telltale now? You know, and they laid off some of their employees like last year, like towards the end of last year as well, I think. It was either towards the end of last year or the beginning of this year, because this year has not been a great year for them. they've said, I'm pretty sure.
They deserve
But
to die, Jason.
other than
Make
that,
them suffer.
what was I gonna say? John, it would help to have a script while doing these, or at least, you know, plot down what I'm going to talk about. But I just wanted to do this video now and get it out. And what I wanted to say was, oh yeah, the Telltale employees. I think it's unfair that they are suing Telltale now, because listen, it's not just the employees that got fucked over by Telltale, but it's the fans themselves. Because, you know, we spent money on these games. We've spent hours on these games. We've been fans of these games for years. I've been a fan of the Telltale Walking Dead games since 2012, since the first one came out. The Walking Dead game was like the first thing Walking Dead related I actually sat down and looked at. Like, I've always known about the TV show. I remember, like, when the TV show first came out, pretty sure anyway, but I remember that show being around, and when I heard there was a game based around it, like, I was like, oh, is this based on the TV show? I didn't know there was a comic. I didn't actually watch the TV show till 2014, and that's when I played through the games again, and I became a full-fledged, like, Walking Dead fan. And I basically saw, read, played everything I could get my hands on Walking Dead related that was official and canon. And even their non-canon stuff, you know, like No Man's Land, Road to Survival, you know, I played those games. I still play those games from time to time. They're pretty fun. But I just think the Telltale employees also gotta know that the fans want these games to be finished. And there is a few bullshit YouTube videos, and that's what they are. I see these videos be recommended to me, and it pisses me off. Like, the Walking Dead game shouldn't be finished. No, it should be fucking finished. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if the game was just $20 or something. I don't care. The fact is, they need to finish what they started. They owe us episode 3 and 4. They do. You can disagree with me, but they do. We gave you, as consumers, money to play, so we could play this game. We gave you the money, so let us play the game. I think that's fair. The employees have the right to be pissed off, and yeah, I can understand why they're suing. But Telltale have to worry about its fans as well. Not just its past employees, but its fans. They should take both of us seriously. Now, Telltale are fortunately trying their best. You know, they're getting outside help to help finish the game. Now, they have not promised that this game is getting finished. And that's understandable. I don't mind if this game gets delayed until 2019. As long as the game gets finished, I'm happy. Also, if you guys are wondering, I mean, this is a pretty obvious game I'm playing, but if any of you are wondering what game I'm playing, this is Friday the 13th. Just in case any of you are wondering. But I'm hoping Telltale can get help from these outside sources. I think it's Naughty Dog is one of the companies helping them out, and thank you, Naughty Dog. You know, they are of course the makers of the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy, you know, Uncharted, The Last of Us, which Last of Us is a game I only played recently. I only played this year, and oh my fucking god, what a good game that was. I even played the DLC Left Behind. What is it called? Left Behind, is it? Anyway, I'm eagerly awaiting the second Last of Us game. That's gonna be kick-ass. So I think there is still hope for the Walking Dead game. Give it time, but another thing I wanted to touch on really quickly is that I'm pretty sure the game has been removed from stores. You can't buy this game, and I didn't really pay too much attention to Dom the Bomb's video on it because I was doing other stuff like reading up on stuff, I think, or I was watching like another YouTube video at the same time. No, I think I was actually recording the gameplay footage of Friday the 13th while I was watching Dom the Bomb's video. And if you want news videos of the Walking Dead game, definitely check out Dom the Bomb's video. But my understanding was, this is what I personally thought. I thought the reason they took the game off the marketplace was because it was incomplete and it might not get finished. So why would they have people buy it just so they can be like, hey, the game's not being finished, why'd you let us buy it? You know, obviously they're going to take it off. Maybe if episode 3 is definitely happening, like 100% happening, they might put the game back on the store, I imagine. So just give it time, it'll probably be back on the store. So again, just give it time. Do I think the Telltale game will get finished? I hope so. I think, you know, Telltale are definitely doing everything they can to get this finished, and I'm hoping. I heard we are getting news at the end of the week, so we might, maybe the news is already out, maybe it's coming out Sunday, but I am looking forward to hearing what they have to say. Anyway, goodbye guys.